Already we are making it, actually, I have to tell you. We have already produced more than 20 million doses in our warehouses, and we continue as we speak, producing more and more. This is why we said that by the end of the year, which is in how many? 5 weeks, we expect to have 50 million doses that we can distribute to the world. And I think that we will be able to do it, and eventually we'll be able to do the 1.3 billion doses that we promise or we expect to produce next year. How soon we'll reach the arms of the people? As soon as regulatory authorities around the world give us their permission, their authorization. We plan to submit to all regulatory authorities very, very soon.
Are we talking a couple of weeks?
No, we are talking a couple of days to submit, I would say. And once they give us the green light, our goal is to start shipping in a couple of hours after we receive the green light. But if someone approves faster than the other, I believe that the ethical thing to do it is to start sending the vaccines in the citizens of this jurisdiction where they have the authority to authorize it, because every day means lives.
You've talked about doing over 1 billion doses in the coming year, but ramping up production for the world, if this is the vaccine, will require many billions. How are you going to get to that point? Does that mean working, for instance, with rival companies?
Right now, for the world and for all of us, there is only one competitor, the virus. But I would say definitely that the way that the industry stepped up to this challenge and collaborated together to find to bring an end to this pandemic, and the fact that 8-9 months after the start of this project, we have readiness to manufacture and get approved for vaccines of this efficacy, definitely it is something that will redefine the industry.
And on that question of distribution, clearly the pandemic has hit everybody. It's hit rich countries, it's hit poor countries. Rich countries can afford to give you more money for this vaccine than poorer countries. How do you wrestle with that quandary?
I think there is a serious ethical consideration, and the way that we have decided to deal with it, it is that we will have a tier pricing. With those countries, we said that we will give it at a non-for-profit basis in our case, which means the lowest possible price, so that we can make it also accessible to them.
Just a few others, talking of challenges. I mean, look at my country, United Kingdom, on January the 1st, we'll have a whole new customs arrangement with your continent, Europe. How does a company like Pfizer deal with these big seismic changes at a time when everybody can see the common good in moving these vaccines around and across borders?
I don't think it is a secret that our company, together with all the corporate world, was not fascinated with the idea that the UK will separate from Europe. But we face the reality that this is the will of the United Kingdom's people, and we are working years now to come to a solution when this transition happens.
And I want to ask you, what is your message? There are still skeptics around the world. Most people have celebrated this. Some people have said it must have been rushed through. It can't have been tested properly, that they worry about it. How do you reassure those people?
Something went very wrong, and that something was in the US, and that was the politicization of this process. It became a political statement if you wear or not a mask in the US, and it became a political statement if the vaccine will come quickly or not quickly. And that didn't help at all. Everybody started discussing about scientific topics with political instead of scientific terms, and people got confused. The decision to vaccinate or not will not affect only your life, which at the end of the day is your call. Unfortunately, will affect other people's lives, because if you don't vaccinate, you're becoming the weak link that allows this virus to replicate. So I would ask them really to think it twice and listen to the experts.
I've just got a couple more thoughts. One is that whenever I talk to people about a vaccine, one question always comes up, which is, when can we go to the cinema safely? When can we go to a football match and not worry? When can we get back to normal life? And when do you think we can?
I believe that in the second half of 21 will be a very different experience for many of us, because the light is real. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So let's be patient, and soon this will be over.
And for you, on a personal level, you're a scientist, you're the boss of an enormous company, and you've had 8 grueling months of research. Right now, on the back of this success, how do you feel personally?
When you are in this situation, you really feel it on your shoulders. The moment that I received a call that we have an effective vaccine, and then 10 minutes later, I was informed about the level of efficacy, the 95, 96% that I mentioned before. It's the most brilliant day of my life. I couldn't describe with words the relief and the feeling of purpose that I felt at that point. I knew that this is a decision that determines the future of the world, not of my company or my family. And I was feeling very, very lucky to be in this position and be able to do what I did.
How did you celebrate?
With relaxation, I allowed myself to take a few hours without thinking about the vaccine and enjoy my family. Nothing fancy, but that enjoy my family involved a lot of wine.
Well, I'm glad, because in mine, your team in mine celebrated with a cup of tea. So I'm hoping someone somewhere cracked open a bottle of champagne. But
let's not forget that I'm Greek and we celebrate differently than you.
Thank you very much indeed. And we wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you. We will need it.